Thanks, Alex, and thanks, Akina, for an amazing presentation. And Alex, it was as informative as I've ever been. So yeah, I'll stick to my last talk, which I did on like April 28th, I guess. It was about what brands can do. And of course, I'll start with what we have been doing in the brand space and metaverse, and then probably I'll take a little wholesome view of that. And I think that that's going to be good enough lens for you to see where the metaverse is going. So I'll quickly show my presentation here. So hope my screen is visible to all. And so this is version 1.1 because the one was the last time when I did this event, where I covered a lot of things, and there'll be some very interesting thing which you're gonna see the first for the first time. So yeah, this is where we were last time when we spoke. We were working with 100 plus brands and celebrities put together, and seven government agencies in India, particularly. Today we are 120 brands, 25 celebrities, and 15 government agencies in just last 2 months. So that shows the whole appetite about how there's a lot of uptake for metaverse or the race to be in the 3D space. And my pitch is very simple when I speak with the brands and the government. This is your ROI is not in terms of dollars today. Your ROI is in terms of building community. If you want to build your community, this is the time you have to start. This is the beginning of the new social era, where the creators economy and all these things will thrive. And if you want to go after Gen Z and Gen Alpha, this is the time you need to get started. And thankfully it's working, and we are working with not just the FMCG brands and all, we are working with age old big fours, and the banks, from Singapore, India, and all these places, and which again is like, we're reaching out to all different verticals and all different age groups also now, in fact, which is fascinating. Um, so last time we talked about opening a screen, which finally opened. We started our Metaplex, which is cinema hall, which is 20 screen. Sorry, go back. Uh, 20 screen Metaplex, which is using India's, one of the largest telecom operator, Airtel. They launched this in June. We are seeing 150,000 DAUs, which again is a pretty interesting number. Seeing, like how metaverse is seen. Of course, in India, anything which we generally call ABCD philosophy: action, Bollywood, cricket, and devotion. This always works. So this actually captures Bollywood in general, and of course, a lot of action happens here. So this has become kind of social hangout place for a lot of people. We are planning to do a short film festival here. And the selected film will go to the Academy Award. This is the only Academy Award accredited, event and happening inside only in Metaverse. Another thing is we are planning, very upcoming AAA budgeted movie. We are doing the trailer launch here. So this is another interesting thing, which this age-old company from UK, GSK, Consumer Healthcare, they have this brand, which was celebrating its 50th year in this country, and they wanted to do stand-up comedy show, which is world's first stand-up comedy show inside a metaverse, and we saw 9 million people, about 9 million people there in that particular event. Other than that, we sold 7 land parcels, roughly around 23 virtual acre, which is our, measure for the land which we sell, and GSK, being one which claims inside our metaverse. So these were some of the events which we are doing. There's a first music reality show, something like American Idol, happening inside metaverse only. The stand-up comedy show happened, and a fashion show is happening in the month of August, with the two of one of the biggest celebrities as the showstopper. And some quick snippets of the things we did and doing right now. So this is the trailer launch. of you know what. And this is the GSK property. So it was the stand-up comedy show. And this is the music reality show. Okay, so now this is my story, and it will keep coming back, of course. I would like to touch upon other success stories. Sunsilk, we cannot omit it out because Sunsilk launched in Roblox, and what a great story that is. 21 million, plays so far within a month. More than Nike Land, which had been around for like quite some time. So this shows the sudden surge in consumption. So something happened, news came out, people just jumped into the opportunity. They're already seeing about 3,000 DAUs, with and having a peak concurrent user of 15.5, it's 15,000, peak concurrent users. So this and this is just females, like how they are, marketing it is like, uh, gender specific, they're keeping it like women centric kind of thing. And still, if you see, and if we just consider the brands going like completely all round, we can see and imagine the impact which any brand will have and is already having, and we have done it, in our cases. Another success story, Volvo XC40, they literally canceled their physical world launch and did the launch only in Metaverse, the EV. And it happened just yesterday, actually, so absolutely, new stuff. And so even the premium cars and all those things, they're understanding, how far they can go with Metaverse, especially because the things you can do in Metaverse is like pretty much impossible to do in the real life. And at the same time, the impact, the usability, and other things are far higher. And we'll talk about it. Here we are actually crossing the Gen Z bar. So we are working with a Dubai-based perfume company which sells their perfume at $1.3 million. So of course we are not talking about Gen Z here. We're definitely talking about a little higher age group. And then if they are taking Metaverse so seriously and going about it, I'm pretty sure that there is, that this story needed to be told probably correctly, as Akina told, like that you need to know exactly what you're selling, so it's exactly, who you're selling to. So I think, this is working out really well because things which cannot be, seen or touched, and you still want to sell it, Amazon and other places are great, but I think Metaverse is a better place, because you can tell the story behind the brand. You can talk about why this makes sense over the other things and stuff like that. And a few things, which again we are doing: hospitals, bank, big fours. So on the right you see a bank, which probably your guess is as good as mine. That is a big, huge bank working with Party Night right now to bring banking and onboarding KYC into Metaverse as a first trial and see everything else how it shapes up. One of the hospital in my city entered Metaverse already and doing, first level of consulting the patients and all those. Um, Remember, I talked about Metaverse being the new internet, and we keep saying it's the next internet. But we are honored to be part of this movement now because HTC has launched its first Metaverse smartphone, and we are working with them on multiple things. Of course, crypto NFT things which are visible, but there is a lot of things which are being done behind the scene. And we are a small part of this whole thing. But what we are happy about is something what we were talking about is already happening. So we were never talking about like, like it's going to happen in 2022. We were thinking 23, 24. But the thing is that the time is moving faster than we could have imagined, especially in Metaverse, in the adoption of Metaverse in general. And since I was talking about cars, I think I have my time is over, but I'm using the clocks. But still, I'll try and show this thing. So this is our web browser based solution, Metaverse, the same thing. And but what we are trying to highlight here is that you're not just social here. You are with a lot of people, you are experiencing the same thing, but what you actually do is absolutely personal to you. Like you know changing the colors, changing the rims, and changing every single part of the vehicle. It's all personal to you, and then you can literally order the car from here, and that's pretty much of course Volvo didn't do to this extent, but you can explore the car. You can change every customization. So you are in a social setting, and this is what this is where metaverse shines, because you can interact with people, you can hang out with them, you can get to know about the product, you can discuss about the product, you can see the same thing and stuff, but still your experience is as personal as it can be. So this is absolutely, which is absolutely impossible in the real world again, right? So this is something which we are highlighting a lot. Another thing which is very personal to us, but at the same time, it will matter a lot to the overall metaverse community, that we are building our own metaverse specific analytics tool, because there is so much to be captured which cannot be captured using the existing all the analytics tool what we have figured out. We tried everything which was there in the market, but we wanted to actually give a lot more data to our brands who we are working with, and especially when you are working with such big brands like Pepsi's and all those, the expectation to return back, and the onus is on us, to make them convinced about the brand and why their brand should be there in our metaverse, and what benefits they can get. And that's something we figured that having the right analytics will definitely help them out, to understand that. So I think this is in last 2 3 months, this is what I saw in and around brands, and in and around what we had been doing, and at the same time our friends in other metaverses were working on. That's all from my side. Thank you.
Thank you.